I'm Turk Strongman at Theron Q Ramachuraka. Thank you for selecting this video on coffee and water. Coffee and water. But before I get going, a couple things are bothering me, even more than the coffee and water thing, on your behalf. This is on your behalf too. Maybe you didn't subscribe to the channel yet. Now see, that bothers me on your behalf, because it's in your own best interest to go ahead and subscribe to the channel and, hey, activate the notification bell feature while you're at it. Huh? Get on it. All right? It's just a humble request, but I am concerned about you. Okay? So there. All right? And then share the joy of the channel with others. And by the time this video is done, if you actually like it, then give it a thumb up so that I know that. Okay? Now, with those things having been, as I said, humbly requested, let's get on with the show here about coffee and water. I'm here in my kitchen, sitting here. My wife is in the kitchen as well. You can see her in the background. Now, this is our kitchen, okay? But now I'm going to talk about yours. Your kitchen might be a place of tragedy. How so? Well, because you might have water available to drink, and not drink it. You might also have coffee available to drink, and drink way too much of it. In fact, you might think that if you drink coffee, then you don't need to drink water, because you get all of your water in your coffee. And if you even come close to this kind of thing going on in your life, largely centered in your own kitchen at home, then you are acting very stupidly and foolishly, and I want to ask, what the hell's wrong with you? The Colombians win again with you, then, in that case, I guess. As far as I know, as far as most of us here in North America know, anyway, the three main Colombian exports are marijuana, cocaine, and coffee. And, they win a lot with those. Yeah. So, listen. All right. So, I was married to a woman once named Wendy. She was from Australia. She came to the United States to marry me. And I didn't know this until we were actually married, like with a lot of things about her that I didn't really. Things switched around a lot within a half hour after we were married. And one of those switcheroos was that, for the first time ever, I got to see and experience and live with her real liquid ingestion habits. I guess they were masked, covered over, faked up until a half hour after we were married. But from that point on until the day she died, she would not drink water. Okay, this was an extreme case. I'm not talking to you, only if you are of this extreme case as well. Even if you approximate this 50%, just halfway approximate this, you are acting stupidly, and I want to ask, what the hell is wrong with you? She would not drink water. She refused. I could pour water, fresh water, good water, let's say distilled water that's been exposed to air prana for at least 24 hours, that had love written on the container the whole time. Put it in a clean mug for her, a clean glass. Put it in crystal. with gold paint around the top and set it in front of her, hold it up to her lips, open her mouth to pour it in, and she would not drink it. For two reasons. It has no taste, and she gets her water and coffee anyway. She drank coffee a lot. She would get cups about this size, and then, like gigantic cups, right? Fill them with coffee, or get the super size at McDonald's drive-thru or something. Couldn't go very long without the coffee. She had to have her coffee. With sugar, plenty of sugar, creamer, flavored creamer, hazelnut, sugar. If it was white sugar, which, it always was. About 4 packs, or maybe 6, 8, depends on how big it was. If it was one of these, it'd be about 8. Rip open but it's the coffee I'm talking about as opposed to water. Couldn't get her to change her mind about this. I thought she was an educated person, but she kind of was, She worked in the medical field all of her life. She worked in doctors' offices all of her life. And I thought, I never suspected this to be the case with her, but it didn't matter how a person argued. Didn't matter the evidence shown to her. None of it made any difference in the favor of her drinking water. The coffee wasn't so much the problem. It was the lack of water. But the coffee has a lot to do with that. The coffee does. How many people, whoever said, I'm talking to you now though. I'm not talking about her. I'm talking to you about this thing. Okay? She's just an example. So you're not getting off the hook by thinking I'm telling a story about my ex-wife. That's not what this is about. It's about you and water. The coffee. All right, look. Whoever taught you that one of your ingestion requirements, daily requirements, is coffee? Nobody, right? I'm sure in school you heard about, you have to drink some milk. And there's kind of like a minimum for that if you're an adult. And then there has to be water. Both. The milk for the vitamin D. But you can kind of like go without if you're getting plenty of sunshine for the vitamin D. All right. And if you can't get that so much, then go for the D3, D with the little 3, like D to the third supplement thing, and that ought to do it. Not just vitamin D, but vitamin D3. But milk, okay. Some milk. You don't need a lot. Water. Mostly water, and we all should know the reasons for that. If you don't, where the hell have you been? Okay. But it was milk and water. Not just more milk, forget the water, because you'll get your water in your milk. No. And we all know that. We all understand that. And if we have milk, and we don't drink coffee, and we have some milk, we drink water, right? Because, it's both. So, where does the idea that the coffee replaces the water come in? Huh? If you have some milk, you have to, you have to drink your water too, right? But if you have your coffee, then you don't need the water because you're getting the water in the coffee. Nobody argues. People don't really, I never heard the argument, well, I get my water in my milk. No, this idea that I don't need so much water because I drink a lot of coffee is the mind's way of covering up for a fucking addiction. It's a way to rationalize and excuse oneself from having to recognize the fact that they're drinking way too much coffee. So and not enough water. You know, I mean, it's just a way to make sense of it to a person. Well, I get my water here. Therefore, the more of this I drink, the more water I'm getting. But it's a damn lie. It's a self-deception. Why? Why? Why doesn't this serve as water? Because it's no longer water. That's why. Is milk water? Are you getting your daily supply of water when you drink milk? No. And you should know that. You might not know exactly why. So I'll tell you why. It boils down to this. When the water that this coffee went into was just water, it was ready to do work. It was available. Its molecules were available to attach, for things to be attached to them. That's what this is, isn't it? The coffee is attached to the water. Now the water's busy. It's not so available to do work. It's working. Are you available to do a full day's work when you're already engaged in a full day's work? Are you able to do another one on top of it and another one on top of it in the day? I mean, really. If you are currently working, are you available to go to work somewhere else? No. How many works can you do at once? This water is, in large, busy now. So when I drink it, I'm drinking coffee. Not water. Structurally or functionally. Really, it's not water now. The H2O that is there is busy. It's working now. Another way it could be working is if there was no coffee put in it, I drank the water, and then stuff stuck to it after I swallow it. Like bodily impurities that need to come out in my piss or through my sweat. Meanwhile, it acts as a lubricant. That is something else that is required of that H2O does. This is already busy. There's the difference. Therefore, when you drink your coffee and you don't drink your water, you are not getting water. Huh? Well, that ex-wife of mine, who drank a lot of coffee but no water, guess what she died from? Her kidneys shut down. I wonder why. She had gone back to Australia before that happened. I got so tired of this woman. She was so idiotic in so many ways. It all showed up a half hour after we got married. I got sick of her, and I said, go back to your continent. He's too much of a bonefish to be married to anybody. And so she went back to her own hemisphere, her own continent, and then she died. I got word of it. She died. And I thought to myself, what? Don't tell me. Kidneys stopped working? Within 5 seconds after I thought that to myself, the next thing out of the person's mouth was, yeah, something about her kidney failure. Kidneys failing. And I thought, well, yeah, no shit. No shit. Yeah, of course. She was about 50 years old, at the most, maybe 45. Yeah, what else would it be? You know, with her? Of course, her kidneys wouldn't work anymore. She couldn't shit. The whole time we were married, turns out she doesn't shit. No shit. Well, no shit. Ha! No shit, no shit. Maybe once a week, once every 5 days, a little hard nugget. A little stinky, fucking black-looking hard nugget thing. Kaploink. Sink to the bottom. Sink to the bottom. Look, I shit. I don't shit much. I don't shit. I'm not a shitter. I'm not a person who shits much. No, not me. No, I don't have much. No, man. No. What, you have a bowel movement every day? I don't. No. Thank goodness I don't have to bother with that. I don't know what I would do if I had to have a bowel movement every day. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Boy, imagine the toilet paper that we go through here. Thank goodness I don't have to shit much. No, I'm not, my body doesn't shit much. No, I'm one of the lucky ones. Yeah, no shit, you don't shit. You don't drink water. This woman, I tell you, man, she would use laxatives to try to shit because it became painful in her colon. You had spastic colon going on. It hurt. And she tried to shit. Get my finger up in there. Honey, can you help? Use the middle finger. That's the longest one. Can you help? No, I can't help. You're stupid. Switching laxatives. She would go laxative hopping. You build up a tolerance to one. Just like nose sprays. You build up a tolerance. You have to switch brands. So maybe you can get a little more shit out one day. All you have to do is drink some more, a lot more water. But no! Water? It has no flavor! Besides, it's not water that's the problem with my not being able to shit. I know it's not because I get my water in my coffee. I get plenty of water. Ha ha! It's not a water deficiency. It's a shit problem. Yeah, well, she died because of a kidney problem. Kidneys can only function by water pressure. That's what makes them work and do their jobs. So listen, if you are such a bonefish that you think that you don't need water, clean water that's not busy doing other shit, then I don't know what the hell is wrong with you. And if you are on the road to self-mastery of any kind, personal involvement of any kind, then make sure you get your water every day, all right? You don't have to... Excuse me. I've been drinking liquids. You don't have to, knock out all coffee. But if coffee consumption is making you, rather than being like a morning cup of coffee, acting as a stimulant because of the caffeine in it, make you have to maybe go take a morning dump. But actually, it's it's not, it's just like replacing water for you instead all day, and you're not taking a dump at all. Because you build up a tolerance to the caffeine, and because you have no water. If that's the road you're going down, then you have, right. Self-mastery, personal involvement, personal development, personal growth in life. No, stop fooling yourself. All right? Stop fooling yourself. Just don't be a jackass. Drink water. Did you like the video? I mean, did it maybe piss you off? You didn't like my style? You didn't like the fact that I swore? Did you have any kind of reaction at all? Did it get somewhere with you? Then give it a thumb up. All right? And stop bothering me with this thing. Like not subscribing to the channel yet? Stop it. Subscribe to the channel now. Activate the notification bell feature now. And then later, go share the joy of the channel with others. I know you enjoyed this. This is Taranki Ramatraka. I'm Turk Strongman. Now, Go be well. Mm-hmm.